I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
The 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure.
Now, what are you gonna do?
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion.
Well, that was badass. That's Eric Fernald, one of our volunteers, and he put that together, and that was just amazing. And I had to run that. Just hope that got you pumped up. Got me pumped up. I'm excited. We got some good news. We got some not so good news. But right now, we're hanging out together. Hi, everybody. We've got a Bernie and Madison. And we've got Ryan Lavacek. He was hanging out there. He's one of the volunteers. You know Ryan. He's always on. Or you guys know Ryan. And he's there. And we had his camera for a while. He was showing us panning in the area. Hi, everybody. Yeah, that was an amazing, fucking amazing video. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. There's Ryan's picture. We can see Ryan there. We can't really hear. Well, we can hear Ryan. Ryan can't really hear us. So he's turning around. He's going to give us a camera shot there. There you go. You can see what's going on. This is everybody getting ready for the rally in Madison, Wisconsin. Ryan's back there, and you can see way up in the far right, at least that's right for me, you can see the Future to Believe in sign up there. The event is supposed to start at 5:30, but I'm looking at the streams that we have, folks, and the streams that we have are telling me they're not starting until later. So I'm really not sure what is going on here with this. We're either starting now, or we're starting here in like 5 minutes, or we're starting in 35 minutes. one way. There's Ryan. One way or the other, we'll figure it out, everybody. And here, get it out of there. You know, it's the finger of Ryan. There you go. There you go. There's Ryan's view. So we're going to talk about some news, but you can see that they're getting ready there in Madison, Wisconsin. Hi, everybody. What's up, Ryan? Okay. We can hear you. Tell us what's going on. Actually, hang on, Ryan.
Like 2-mile long lines. When we pulled into the parking lot, they told us that they were already nearing capacity and that they weren't responsible if we couldn't get in at that point. And so yeah, we waited in line for about 2.5 hours, got in, and now we're just waiting for Bernie.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. So have they told you when they think it's going to start?
Yeah, 7:30 is the start time. We already had someone came out and played some guitar and sang some songs. We had some local people talking. But yeah, they are anticipating 7:30 local, so 5:30 up by you.
All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that, Ryan. I apparently said...
I don't know how good I'll be during the rally, though, so... But you guys have a stream, so
you're not going to be good at all. So, yeah, thank you so much, though. But thanks for that view.
I will sign out now, and thanks everybody for watching.
There you go, everybody. Ryan Lavicek, one of our anchors and one of the leadership members of Bernie 2016 TV and Political Revolution TV, and he's down there in Milwaukee. If I said Madison, I did not mean to. I apologize. Just going to mute you, Ryan. Get that sound out of there. So, yeah, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Apologies. I live in Milwaukee, Oregon, except we spell it a little different from you guys. Just a little. So I apologize. Mom Talola. Wow, 350? That's awesome. It's awesome. So I'm just waiting. We're just waiting right here, you guys. When we drop the link, you can see it says 31 minutes to that. We're hanging on election news. So if you want to go watch the source stream election news, and that was carried over from one of the local channels that we have. There was another channel that looked like it was carrying the live stream. It was like ABC2 News or something. But they're currently running a Hillary rally, and so I don't really know when is that going to happen. Wow, we've got like 400 people in here. Nice, nice. Hi, everybody. I know we've got lower thirds. Give me a second to get that set up. Let's talk about some news, though, really quick. Here's some good stories. Sanders raises more than $4 million since the victories on Saturday. That's pretty good. I think that's better than what Hillary can get at one of her fancy dinners with Clooney. I really do. I think we are more effective at raising money for Bernie Sanders quickly than she can do with her massive money machine. And the best thing about this is that it doesn't break the bank for us, right? When these people are given their big dollars, $350,000 a head, I'm sure that hurts the pocketbook a little bit, right? Or it's ridiculous. For us, when Bernie says, "Can I have $3? Can I have $5? Can I have $10?" or just says whatever you can give, I'm like, great, yeah. Because I can do that over and over again, gradually, on a regular basis. When I signed in to donate to Bernie Sanders, they gave me the option of just donating the same amount of money every month. I said, that's great. $10 a month, that's fine with me. I can handle that on my budget. You know, other people do $3, other people do $20, whatever. But at least he's not asking for $353,000 a head to hang out with him and somebody. Although I'll tell you what, if I had the money, I would pay to see Bernie. I would to see Bernie. Nobody else, Bernie. But, Bernie, you wouldn't have to. That's the cool thing about Bernie. That's what makes him who he is. Hang on, I'll get the comments loaded up, everybody, so we can get this conversation started. There we go. We've got wonderful comment monitors and mods with us today. This is what makes us the best conversation on the web. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. We're going to enjoy a great Bernie rally as soon as it gets started. I just want to make sure that everything's okay in live production. Give me 1 second. Yes, lower third Duco, I've got it running. People asking for bad first? Oh, they wanted bad news first? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Good news. I did good news first. I apologize. I really do apologize. All right, so they want the bad news. Here's the bad news. You ready? We showed earlier the gross display of just the abuse of power within the Arizona State House, the legislature there. Our officers arrested the peaceful protester who we showed earlier, who was there, and this guy was arrested. They took him away, and they asked him if he had anything on him. He said no, which he didn't, except they found a safety pin on his pants somewhere that was apparently exposed. So they decided to charge him with a felony for that. This is the bad news, folks. This is what happens when our police officers no longer actually protect and serve, and they just act like entitled dicks. That's an abuse of power. That's how they game system. Oh, you don't have anything on you? What about this safety pin, huh? I'm gonna felony guy. Yeah, you were in there protesting the fact that our government's a piece of shit, protesting the fact that I, Mr. Badge and Gun, don't do my job well, and I'm gonna arrest your ass, and then I'm gonna charge you with a bullshit charge of felony. This kid's like 23 years old. I hope we get a lawyer out there. I'm sure there is. I hope we get a lawyer out there in Arizona that's gonna take care of this. So that's just ridiculous. That's an abuse of power. This is the establishment government starting to reach out and go, you know what, people, you're going to start protesting us. We're going to start arresting you. And this is where shit gets ugly. So heed my words, Arizona officers of law, especially you, Joe. You keep doing this kind of stuff, it's going to get ugly. We don't want it to get ugly. We just want to vote you assholes out and put in people who actually give a shit about us. That's all. And as far as protesting peacefully in a legislature, we have every damn right to do so. And what you did there with this 23-year-old was wrong, and you should all be fucking fired and ashamed of yourselves, assholes. So, just covered that. Now, that was the bad news. Sorry, folks. But we can look at some happy news. Happy news. Here's happy news. All right? I didn't want to look at too much bad because we actually have some good stuff happening, good stuff going on. This is good news. Remember we were talking about the narrative earlier? And we were talking about the narrative on, and hang on, I'm going to switch back to the other audio. There we go. This is a better sounding audio. We're talking about the narrative on Bernie Sanders and following the Twitter trends and how we control that. So here was the beginning of tone down for what? All right, and this was our fight back with Hillary Clinton going, what the hell are you talking about? Hang on one second. Hang on. Here was the next thing. This all happened yesterday. This is yesterday, and then at night, and then the next day. All right, Bernie Purple Kush. I haven't grown a purple Kush. Nice though. So the next day we get this. Toned down for what? And there's just kind of a collage of things. You can see there's a Susan Sarandon. So what we're seeing is the changing of the narrative. So the first piece is Bernie Sanders supporters take aim at Hillary with toned down for what? And then, here's a mishmash of stuff. Next, Bill Press. Media missing the boat on Bernie. This is a positive Bernie article on The Hill. Next, Bernie Sanders has Hillary Clinton right where he wants her. That's a very different narrative. Next, Bernie Sanders is this year's biggest story. Now, this is all within like a 12-hour time period. When was the last time you saw this kind of shift? You see the media starting to change. The media is starting to change its narrative because it's realizing it's fucked. We're winning this. They have to change. If they want to stay in business, if they want to keep their jobs, they're going to have to start promoting Bernie. They're going to have to start talking about the incredible story that somehow all of the establishment journalists managed to miss while they were heavily promoting Hillary Clinton and lying about Bernie Sanders, misrepresenting the facts. Now, they realize the American people are pissed off at all of them. They're like, oh shit, we better make it look like we just weren't aware. Morning Joe was like, did we miss the Bernie Sanders story? How did we miss the amazing Bernie Sanders story? And now you're going to start seeing this narrative rise. The amazing Bernie Sanders story, how the media was really stupid, made big mistakes, and forgot to include Bernie Sanders. Aww. And they're going to try to save face. Doesn't matter for us. All we really care about is getting a guy in office so we can clean out the government and make this place a better world for everybody. So however it works is fine with me. But remember this, folks, as they start to turn the narrative in their favor, as they start to realize that the only way they're going to save ratings is by showing you what you want to see, which is Bernie Sanders. And that's what we've done. Change the narrative. We own the internet. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's what we do when we own the internet. I want to check on comments real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything good. Let's answer some questions here. Panda. Panda, go Panda. If Bernie wins Wisconsin, I will eat 2 pounds of cheese. Seriously. I think he's going to win by at least 60%. So I want a video of that. Panda, go Panda. 2 pounds of cheese. In one sitting? Is that in one sitting? And are you going to eat that just straight? Or are you going to eat it with other stuff? I want details. Steph, John, somebody wants the bad news. I'm sorry, guys, I didn't do the bad news first. But that was pretty bad news, right? Homer Cooper, how many new voters did they reg on the 25th? I don't know. I don't have that number. If somebody can get that number and put it in live production, that would be great. But I do not know that number. And let me just check the feed here real quick, guys. All right, we're still good. All right, back to slides. No, they totally meant me. Oh, they wanted me. Oh, nice, right, Pat. All right, I got it. All right, back to this. That's it. Oh, one more. How did you guys see the exchange between Susan Sarandon and Barbara Streisand? I did not. Now, I do have a clip of Susan Sarandon, or had a clip earlier of Susan Sarandon just like totally ripping Chris Hayes about the reality of Bernie Sanders, right? And why she's Bernie or bust. Why I think the vast majority of Bernie Sanders followers are Bernie or bust. We no longer have to cling to the bullshit narrative that Hillary is the only candidate. We no longer have to cling to the bullshit narrative that Bernie can't beat Trump. Bernie kills Trump. Bernie beats Hillary. Bernie beats Trump. Bernie is the goddamn front runner. The establishment media won't admit it yet, but Hillary is about to get indicted. Her email scandal is exploding. FBI agents, 147 of them working on her case. Some, according to Eric Fernald earlier today, and I'll have to get the source articles that said this, apparently there are officers who have said, if she does not get indicted, I will walk off the job. How does that sit in terms of she is the candidate? It's time for her to concede. As H.A. Goodman said in his article we talked about earlier, it is time for her to go. She can't win. She is not even a viable candidate. How can you be about ready to get indicted for a gross? She had zero security. The damning article in the Washington Post about her, which also apparently slammed little Bernie Sanders. Look, she didn't even have security training. She didn't even tell them about the server. We found 33,000 emails that you lost. She is so screwed, folks. She is so screwed. We just have to push on. Change the narrative like we are right now. Media is starting to realize they're losing the race. Media is starting to realize that the people have made a choice and that the media no longer gets to decide the truth. They don't get to decide what we see. We have the internet. It's a fantastic, fantastic thing. When will the New York City debate happen? I don't know, but that was breaking news that they said it would. We know that it's supposed to happen before the primary. Now, that I think is going to be the thing. I don't know that she said it would happen before the primary. My guess is she's going to try to say, I'm happy to debate Bernie Sanders on the 20th. Right? I imagine that's probably where they're going to try to go with it. The problem is that when they do that, we can slam her just like we did with Tone Down for What? Had we continued that? I mean, look what happened with that. Twitter kind of scrubbed it a bit. At least they scrubbed it for me. And we were destroying her with it. Literally just destroying her. She's losing fan base every time she pulls one of these absolutely stupid gaffes, because she makes a gaffe in traditional media with this campaign guy, this Ben guy, who's like, change your tone. And then she makes a stupid gaffe in social because she has no idea how to do this. So we've totally got it. We've totally got it. Easy. Do you think Bernie has the Asian support? I don't know. Do they? do they divide that up? I have no idea. Where is that what it's going to matter is, where is the Asian support essential to winning the primary? That's what we've got to find out. I have no idea demographically where that matters. Is that a big matter in Wisconsin? I don't know. Let me know. I have no idea. Do I think he will? Yes. The only support Bernie doesn't get is people who are connected directly to the TV and are unaware. Literally, that's it. That's all we're fighting right now. Oh, and people that are being paid by the establishment. If you're working directly for the establishment, you're well aware you're working for the establishment, of course you're going to support the establishment. And that's a dwindling number at this point. We're watching superdelegates start to jump ship quickly as they realize the Hillary blimp is going down. It's the Hillary Denberg. That's terrible. It's that's not good. She's going down. It's going down. It's nice. It's really nice. Matter of fact, let's just listen to this this little piece here from Raw Story. The full story on here, it's got Anna Kasparian of TYT. But the full story is talking about how TYT ripped him apart. The Young Turks just ripped it. And I have that clip too, but I wasn't going to play it unless we needed to. Let me just check on the event here, make sure it hasn't started. All right, we're good. Let's listen to this real quick. It's there's the other piece. It's quite interesting. Here. Well, that was loud.
Hillary Clinton refuses to commit to a debate against Bernie Sanders in New York, according to what a top Hillary advisor told CNN's Kate Bolden. Benenson failed to specify what was mentioned in the Sanders ads that could be considered an attack, or why a veteran politician like Hillary wouldn't have the ability to defend herself during a debate against her Democratic opponent. All of this sturm and drang is about a single Sanders ad released on Thursday that takes aim implicitly at the six-figure speaking fees that Clinton accepted from top Wall Street firms like Goldman Sachs after she left the State Department in 2013. Political ads should be about informing voters about the differences between candidates, and that's exactly what Sanders does when he highlights the financial interests that play a role in Hillary's decision-making. Hillary supporters have been unfair in pushing the ludicrous narrative that Sanders supporters are woman-hating Bernie bros, and that Sanders is somehow guilty by association.
There you go. That's Raw Story. I realize that's talking about the debate thing and that it's over, but I just love the fact. And there's the guy. There's the little whiny guy. There's Hillary's little whiny guy. He kind of reminds me of when you can get one of those little pet minions in World of Warcraft. My son was showing me that a long time ago. I remember that. I was like, you can get a little mini pet. He's like a little mini pet for the campaign. I have no idea who he is, and I was just saying that. I wanted to say that I've seen a lot of you guys. Here's another narrative here that we're going to talk about this. I see all your comments. I'm just terrible at responding, but I'm getting more time to do that, and so. Noctis, Calum, you like my HRC wine? Thank you. I do terrible impersonations. As a matter of fact, I've been working on a card that just says this show does terrible impersonations, and I apologize deeply. But I'm glad it makes you laugh. New Paul 75, I saw your message. Thank you. I'm glad I can make you laugh. I want to make sure there's levity in here, and I'm glad that's happening. I don't want this to be a boring time, but I don't want it to be a comedy like The Daily Show. It's unfortunate to me that The Daily Show or the Colbert Report, when it was around, they're great shows. But the problem is that they are designated as comedies. I don't think that's fair, because to me, they were delivering some of the most poignant, accurate news about politics. And they're not taken seriously. It's pushed to the sideline because it's a comedy. And that's so I want to do this where, you know what, we can have levity, we can be human together, but this is news. This is about the realities that we face together, and some things are going to make us laugh, some things are going to make us cry. We're going to try to get through them together, but the goal is to make sure we all recognize and understand that this is the harsh world in which we live that we're trying to change. And I wish. Safety pin is a weapon of mass destruction. I don't know how. Maybe to an Arizona cop it is. I don't know. And yeah, I'm being particularly harsh right now on that because while Bernie says, and I agree 100%, there are many, many more good cops than bad. I get that. There have to be. There have to be at this point. I hope so. I hope so. If not, we've really got a big problem. Okay? But the truth is, here's my feeling on it. If you are a good cop and you know a bad cop, what's up? Because I get the feeling that the good cops know the bad cops, and it would be a great time now to stand up and go, hey, right? The other problem is that the system is so confusing that we don't even know what good is anymore. Our understanding of what a peace officer is has changed. We need to rework that whole thing. And when you've got everything on the spectrum from this Joe asshole running Tent City to regular old cops doing their job like they're supposed to, you've got a lot in between. There's going to be a lot of discussion, a lot of healing, a lot of restorative justice, I hope, is what we use nationally to heal this nation. All right. But when we're talking about abuse of power, that really makes me mad, because people put in power. We trust you. We're giving you this power and trust, and you turn around and you abuse it, and that above all to me is like makes me mad. Makes me madder than anything else. So, and anyway, moving on. This is great. So this is the latest narrative. Bernie Sanders has Hillary Clinton right where he wants her. And we put all of these articles in the rundown, folks, so you can, if you look in the description, it's all in there. I'm going to start dropping all this stuff from the news into the rallies, so you guys have these. This is your arsenal. This is your weapons of truth. Blast this information out on the web. Continue our narrative, because our narrative is the truth. The narrative of the establishment is whatever the hell they want it to be to try to win the election or do whatever they want. We are simply blasting the truth. This is why Hillary's argument of tone was bullshit. Even the establishment media couldn't carry their, I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about. Right? So, she tried to use that whiny argument in 2008. It failed. She tried it again. It failed. The reason is because we used the truth. Our weapon is simply the truth. As recorded on the internet. It's really simple. It's that simple. 50% Asians in California. Good point, Lisa. So, I bet California, that's going to be a thing. Streisand thinks we're all sexist because we're complaining. This is David L.H. We're all complaining about the dollars HRC got her Wall Street from her Wall Street speeches. Are you fucking kidding me? Really? But not what Bill and Trump get for their speeches. Susan pointed out to Babs that she was kind of missing the point. Yeah, Babs, I'm sorry. You're guilty. You're guilty of missing the point. I'm really sorry. And yeah, that was a really cheesy Bee Gees reference, because I love that tune and I'm a Bee Gees fan. And she sings on it, but I'm sorry, you're wrong, Babs. You're absolutely wrong about this. There's one guy who doesn't do any speeches, doesn't take any money. It's not Bill. It's not Trump. That's Bernie. There's the point. There's the point. Hope you get it. Okay. And if not, does that make me sexist? I don't know. John, drop a little Red Fox. Red Fox. I only Sanford and Son, one of the most fantastic shows. But one of the coolest things about the show Sanford and Son is the music. Go listen to the music, the intro music, and look at who did the intro music. It's badass shit. That's good music. Good music. Jack Greenleaf. John, Mr. Rogers wants a sweater back. Yeah, it's not happening. This is I'll tell you a story about this sweater. Hang on, let me make sure the event hasn't gone live. All right, 10 minutes. 10 minutes for this event. All right. When I was 17 in 1987, I had this. Almost like this. The difference was it had different buttons. The buttons were like a different thing, and it actually had pockets. And styles come back around. So I saw this the other day in the store, whenever it was, months ago, and I was like, holy shit, there's my cardigan from when I was 17. And I said, style's back. I gotta have it. Wife hates it. I just gotta say, Pharrell Williams, of whom I am a big fan. Hi, Pharrell. I don't know if you watch the show, but I watch The Voice. And I really like that show because it promotes a positive attitude. There is no negativity on The Voice. All right? Regardless of what you think of the type of music that is played on that show, it is all about being positive. And I really like that and appreciate that about The Voice. Created by the Dutch. Go figure. One of them socialist shows. Anyway, Pharrell Williams also wears horrendous cardigans. I actually think his are a little more horrendous than mine. I was looking at getting one along his level. I like your style, Pharrell. I'm going to figure out where you're getting your cardigans. Anyway, cardigans coming back in. Mr. Rogers, I'm a fan. I grew up with him. He was a badass, so I'll go with that. He doesn't want it back. He's just glad I'm wearing it. Thank you. Just going to leave it at that. Attendance numbers in Milwaukee. We'll see if we can't, if Ryan is paying attention in Slack, we'll see if we can't get an attendance number. I don't know. Looked like a pretty big Coliseum kind of thing, aircraft carrier, big hangar place. I don't really know what that place can hold. And the next time there's an Elizabeth moment, I'll hit it for you. That'll be the next time Hillary says something honest. Elizabeth. I need the inspiration. You can't do it without the inspiration. It's impossible. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, Sanford and Son, incredible show. Controversial for the time. You should check that out too. A lot of amazing actresses in that show. Anyway, I know I'm talking age here. Talking age. Let's see what else you guys got for me. What else you guys got? Anything going on in Bernie live? I'm looking. He's not. 7 minutes. If you're telling me he's live, then I don't have a feed to it. I'm waiting for these guys to kick in here. Ryan, if you're in chat, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go on with a couple other stories. All right. Actually, let's just listen to this. This is awesome. This will make you guys laugh. Listen to this. This is one of our favorite. It's Chris Matthews, but he hears somebody tell him to stop talking, and I bet somebody really did. And then he was like, "Somebody tell you to stop talking." Listen to Matthews. I just love this, and here we go. Just listen.
Bernie Sanders talks about society. He doesn't talk about government. He talks about the individual and competing claims of individual members of society. How a young person coming out of school with a huge school debt is really owed something by society. We should give that young man or woman, both of them, something that they haven't had, some sense of economic independence, and don't make them debtors basically for the first half of their adulthood. And so that's about competing ends. Wealthy people on Wall Street, as he talks about, who make a lot of money, the traders, the speculators, they owe something back to society. And so I think that, just a minute, am I supposed to stop talking? No? Okay, somebody just told me to.
Yeah, we did. Shut the fuck up. I did. I told you to stop talking. You heard me. It was good. I wish you had. Jesus. You ever notice he's got the shrill voice. Bernie Sanders, I can't even go as high. Bernie Sanders, he's like way high up in the air. Like he's squeezing his own nutsack or something. I don't know. It just anyway. Yeah, we told you to shut up. I love that. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. We just got a Fox 10 Phoenix feed, folks. Let me pull this up. You want to see how this happens, or you just watch it? I go here. I go to live production in Slack, and this is where all the info is. So there it is, right there. Bernie Sanders. Fox 10 Phoenix.
Poll came out last week. We were 1
Here we
point
go, folks.
ahead.
I'm guessing everybody else was on a delay.
One of the myths that's being perpetrated is that we cannot win a general election. Listen to this. Every poll, or almost every poll, that has been taken in recent months has us beating Trump. Last CNN Trump poll. Last CNN poll had us up over Trump by 20 points.
And as we've done before, it looks like Fox is running Appleton. I don't think this is, matter of fact, I recognize the people in the background. This is Appleton, folks. So this is not the live. We can listen to this if we want, but hang on a second. Yeah. Yeah, this is, so we can, yeah, we're going to pull back from that. We're going to go back to the other one. That's Fox 10. The other one's got 4 minutes. Apologies for the false start. We've had that happen before, where we've grabbed the stream and it looks live, but that was not live. I mean, they were just broadcasting on their channel, Fox 10. They were rebroadcasting the Appleton. You could see it earlier. It was in the lower third. Well, maybe you couldn't because of this. It said on there, it said Appleton, Wisconsin. So, yeah, so don't worry about it, guys. It's supposed to start here soon. As soon as we get it going, we'll have it up there for you. And yeah, looking like 3 minutes on this right here. Yeah, this is from earlier today. Yeah, it's all right. Fox 10 can't be everywhere. They can't be everywhere. Here's what we're looking at, guys. 3:13. I have a really, really awesome video to play at the end. I didn't want to play it now. I want to hopefully, I want this to kick in. If this goes live, and we've got time, like if the stream comes on and there's nobody at the podium and we've got some time, I will run this really, really awesome video. Somebody put together a perfect montage of the bird on the podium with music, and it'll fill your soul. It'll bring you to tears. It's a wonderful thing. We'll watch that if we have time. But right now we're counting down here on this event here. We don't have any other streams. We're just going to hang out and talk for a second. Really quick, something I forgot. This guy right here. And his information is in the rundown, but this is, I forget what his first name is, but we had a clip of him. His last name is Fontes. The link is in the rundown. He is running to replace Helen Purcell, the Maricopa County recorder. Grab the link. Go help this guy if you're in Arizona. This guy is going to replace Helen Purcell. All we need to do is vote for him. I don't see how many people are going to vote for Helen at this point. We just need to replace Helen with somebody who's actually going to do their job right. And that would be this guy. Nico talked to him earlier today. We had that video. So go do that. Go help him out. And this is how we replace our government. That's all we have to do. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. We just... well, I have a couple other clips from the Arizona thing, too. I forgot about that from Nico. But we will go shortly. Just like I said, I want to wait and see what happens with the stream. And then we will cut back to it. We got a minute to talk with each other. A minute and 16 seconds. I got to sit here with you and talk. Oh my gosh, horrible. What are we going to do? I love having you here. What else do we have? Any attendance numbers? No. Crowd size? Not yet. I thought somebody dropped crowd information in there. No? Nothing? First time I tuned into this broadcast was Friday. Then we met Bernie Sanders. Unburdened, unbound. I like that. Unburdened, unbound. Cool. So the first time you tuned in, you saw the bird incident. That's rocking. That was incredible. It was, I like catching stuff like that, you know, broadcasting like this, like we have every day since Bernie started. We've seen so many amazing things. I can't even remember the stuff we saw back at the beginning. That was incredible. 28,000 people in Portland, 50,000 people in LA blacking out all the upstream. That was insane. You know, there have been I think the saddest part about this is that the mainstream media could have been covering this stuff spectacularly with all of the best equipment, with all of their great announcing abilities and their graphics and stuff. They could have been bringing the American public Bernie Sanders the way they brought Hillary Clinton, right? With all the fanfare and the great coverage. And it would have been amazing to see those live primetime broadcasts. Imagine if one of the national networks had realized just what they could make off advertising while they were playing Bernie rallies. Imagine. I know. We didn't do any advertising with our Bernie rallies, but I know the numbers. I know they're ridiculous. And I know that had we been doing advertising, we would have done really well. So I know that would translate into some serious numbers for establishment media, but establishment media, they chose loyalty over the people. And now they're scrambling, right? Now they're like, oh shit, the ratings are with Sanders. What are we going to do? The ratings are going to fall off Hillary. They're going to be with Sanders and Trump, which is like awesome. So they're shifting as fast as they can. They're shifting. And once the media shifts, it's done for Hillary. And that's what we're witnessing right now, is the media shifting over to Bernie's side, doing it as cautiously as they can so they can try to keep their jobs. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. There's going to be a lot of heads that roll within the establishment and a lot of weeding out of people. It'll be very interesting. Live stream hasn't started yet for election news. I just want you guys to know. Still waiting around for that to happen. A couple things I forgot that we can talk about. And here comes the stream. Looks like they're about ready to start. But I do have a very important card to show you. This is happening Thursday. We've got two big events on Thursday. The first is a New York City broadcast, a New York City rally that was announced with Bernie Sanders, and that's a big event. That's going to have a band and Rosario Dawson. That's a 2-hour event in New York City starting at 7 p.m., going till 9, and that's East Coast time. After that, we are going to have Ken Clark, who's running as a candidate in the 24th District of Phoenix. And Nico Nolan was there with Ken during the Arizona protest that happened the other day, the voter suppression protest where the gentleman was arrested, all that footage that we showed you. So Ken is going to join us right at the end of the New York rally, and then we're going to do a We the People special with Ken, starting up immediately following the rally. So that's why we don't have a time listed, because I don't know how long the rally is actually going to be. You know that these things tend to run, they run late, depends on Bernie stuff. So I'm not going to give a specific time. The rally's supposed to run from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And so immediately after that, we'll load up a We the People. We'll talk to Ken briefly at the end of the rally, and then we'll go into a We the People event and get to talk to Ken and Nico Nolan, who was at the Arizona event. We'll be interviewing Ken for We the People, and we'll talk all about what happened in Arizona and what we can do about it, and get Ken's first-hand report, because he was there the entire day. As you can see, we're just looking at the standby on the live stream from the election news channel on YouTube. Elizabeth Warren for VP would be awesome. I absolutely agree with you 100%. She would. You know, we're still waiting here. I'm wondering if I should just run something really quick. Every time I do that, though, they end up cutting in. That's what happens. So, we ran the Chris Matthews. This is the really good piece. It's short. It's 2 minutes. Do you want to watch it? Let's watch it anyway. 2 minutes. Even if they kick on the stream, it's not going to matter. We'll watch it for 2 minutes. Give me 1 second and pull this up. All right, that's muted. Here we go. You'll like this.
That if he or she does their schoolwork seriously, does well, takes school.
Hey, look there! It's a bird!
Now you see, this little bird doesn't know it. Oh. I think there may be some symbolism here. I know it doesn't look like it, but that bird is really a dove asking us for world peace. No more wars.
That was cool, huh? That's beautiful. That moment is an amazing moment. Watching it live was amazing. Being able to catch it. And I can imagine for the people that were there, including Angela Valdez, she was one of the people there. That was amazing. I was sent another link, and this is still the Bernie Sanders rally in Appleton. It actually says that in the description, and they put a different title on that. I just don't think this is Bernie Sanders in Appleton. I know I know you guys are waiting for that. This is oh, interesting. Interesting. You know what? I'm honestly not sure at this point. Now I don't really have a live feed. The one we had was gone. So give me a second here. Let me see what we can do. Give me 1 second, folks. I gotta talk with some people. I don't have a feed. Hold on. Take a look at this. All right, we're gonna run with this, but I'm still debating on whether this is actually the current rally, folks.
It is an economy in which the top 0.1% now owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. It is an economy in which the 20 wealthiest people in America own more wealth than the bottom half of America, 150 million people. One family, the Walton family of Walmart.
Yeah. All right. This is hilarious. Like, we all like hearing Bernie, but right now I'm getting delivered tons of old streams. I'm just talking about the and we've got all the channel people in here talking to each other. So currently, I don't have a live stream of Bernie Sanders in Madison, which is ridiculous. Somebody should be running a live stream of this at this point. I don't have one for you. I don't have an upstream unit out there, and I'm waiting to get it resolved. This is Bernie Sanders in Appleton. So the person running the channel, I left writing a message, not her. That Robin, are we certain? Because it's everybody's saying that this is the old feed. I'm happy to run it. I'm looking at the people, but I keep seeing the same people here. And girl with red hair on right. I'm looking at this stream you keep giving me, and I just don't. I'll try it again, folks. And if you guys have found it, please. I guess my point is he's pretty far along into the speech. And we didn't catch any intro stuff, so I'm happy to run it. And I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this now until until somebody says something else. But I just here it's Bernie.
Thing that we have to continue living with today in this country, we have more people in jail than any other country on earth, including China, 4 times our size. And the people in jail are disproportionately African American, Latino, and Native American. Now, here's something you don't see on TV. There's a lot you don't see on TV. In fact, the most important issues you don't see on TV. But here is one of them. Here is one of them. Today in America, youth unemployment is off the charts. For high school graduates between 17 and 20, if the kids are white, unemployment rate, real unemployment rate, 33%, Latino, 36%, African American, 51%. So here is radical idea number 2. We're going to invest for our young people in jobs and education. In jobs and education, not jails and incarceration. We are going to reform police departments across the country. All of us are tired of seeing videos on TV of unarmed people being shot by police officers. Now, I was a mayor for 8 years. I've worked with police officers all over this country, all over my state. The vast majority are honest and hardworking people doing a very difficult job. But like any other public official, if a police officer breaks the law, that officer must be held accountable. We have got to demilitarize local police departments. We have got to make police departments reflect the diversity of the communities they serve. We have got to rethink the so-called war on drugs. Over the last 30 years, millions of Americans have received police records for possession of marijuana. And by the way, that becomes a racial issue because while blacks and whites do marijuana at about equal levels, blacks are 4 times more likely to be arrested than whites for marijuana. Right now, as part of the Federal Controlled Substance Act, marijuana is listed as a Schedule I drug right alongside of heroin. Now, scientists argue the pluses and minuses of marijuana, but nobody thinks marijuana is equivalent to heroin. And that is why I have introduced legislation to take marijuana out of the Federal Controlled Substance Act. But when we talk about drugs, all of you know we have a national epidemic, a national crisis of opiate addiction, of heroin addiction. People are dying every day from drug overdosing. In my view, the best way to get a handle on that crisis is to understand that substance abuse and addiction is a health issue, not a criminal issue. This campaign is listening to disabled veterans and senior citizens. And what they are telling me is they cannot make it on $11,000 or $12,000 a year Social Security. Nobody can make it on $11,000 or $12,000 a year. In my view, a great nation is judged not by how many millionaires and billionaires it has, but by how it treats the weakest and most vulnerable among us. We cannot turn our backs on seniors and disabled vets who are 75, 80, 90 years of age, who cannot afford their medicine, cannot keep their homes warm. Now, amazingly enough, we have Republicans all over Congress. They want to cut Social Security. Well, I've got some bad news for them. We're not going to cut Social Security. We're going to expand Social Security. This campaign is listening to women. And women are telling me they are tired of going to work and receiving 79 cents on the dollar compared to men. And I know that every man in this room will stand with the women in the fight for pay equity. This campaign is listening to young people. And young people are telling me they do not want to be the first generation in modern American history to have a standard of living lower than their parents. And they are also telling me that throughout their lives, they have been told by their parents, by their teachers, by the whole society, that education is a positive thing. Go out and get all the education you can. They have been told that in a highly competitive global economy, we need the best educated workforce in the world. And then they are asking me, how does it happen when we do the right thing? We get an education, we go to college, we go to graduate school, we're ending up $50,000 or $100,000 in debt. I have talked to people who have gone to nursing school, heard about them, $100,000 in debt. Medical school, $300,000 in debt. Dental school, $400,000 in debt. Talked to a guy in Nevada some months ago. He has been paying off his student debt for 25 years. He's more in debt. He is more in debt today than he was when he took out the debt. Today, when we look at public education, we have got to understand that the world is different today than it was 50 years ago. That today, as a result of a changing economy, changing technology, people need more education than they used to. That's a fact. In many respects, a college degree today is the equivalent of what a high school degree was 50 years ago. And that is why I believe that when we talk about public education today, it is not good enough to simply talk about first grade through 12th grade. We've got to make public colleges and universities tuition free. And we have to deal with the student debt crisis, which is really crushing the lives of millions of Americans, people who are paying 20, 30% of their limited incomes on student debt repayment. And that is why I believe we got to change the system and allow people with student debt to refinance their loans at the lowest interest rates they can find. Now, my opponent and other people say, well, Bernie, you're Santa Claus. You're a nice guy. You're lowering student debt. You're making public colleges tuition free. How are you going to pay for all this? Let me tell you how we're going to pay for it. And again, this is thinking outside of the box. Somehow, 8 years ago, when Wall Street's greed and recklessness and illegal behavior nearly destroyed our economy, Congress bailed them out. That is what Wall Street wanted, that is what the establishment wanted, and that is what happened. Well, I think that today it is appropriate to impose a tax on Wall Street speculation. Which will raise more than enough money to lower student debt and make public help the middle class of this country. All over the country, we have Republicans running around talking about family values. They just love families. But I want all of you to know exactly what they mean by that. What they mean is that no woman here tonight, no woman in this state, no woman in this country should have the right to control her own body. I disagree. They mean that our gay brothers and sisters should not have the right to be married. I disagree. This campaign is listening to people who are often ignored. We are listening to our brothers and sisters in the Latino community. There are 11 million undocumented people in this country. Many of them are living in fear. Many of them are being exploited, and they're living in the shadows. They want, and I want, comprehensive immigration reform and a path toward citizenship. This campaign is listening to the African American community. And they want to know is how come there is always funding available to fight in wars like the war in Iraq that we never should have gotten into in the first place? That there is funding available to give tax breaks to billionaires, but somehow there is not funding available to rebuild communities today that are suffering devastation. May sound like a radical idea, but before we rebuild Iraq, we may want to rebuild Milwaukee and Flint, Michigan. There are too many inner cities in this country where blacks and whites and Latinos are going to schools that are totally inadequate, where housing is unaffordable, where the employment rate is off the chart, where health care is not accessible. We are going to change our national priorities. We are going to reinvest in inner cities, not tax breaks for those who don't need it. This campaign is listening to the Native American community. Anybody who has read 5 minutes of American history knows how shamefully we have treated before we became a country and after we became a country. We owe the Native American community more than we can ever repay. And yet, for hundreds of years, they have been lost. And yet, for hundreds of years, negotiated have been abrogated. We need them. We owe the Native American people so much in terms of our culture and how we to our environment. The essence of their way of nature. And when we talk about the environment, I can tell you, environmental committee, climate change is already doing what the scientists tell, and that is, we don't get our act together of this century, this planet will be between 5 and 10 degrees, like a lot, but it is in fact catastrophic. What that will mean, extreme weather disturbances, more rising sea levels, more international conflict for limited natural resources. To leave this planet in a way that is for kids and future generations. And will take on the fossil fuel industry, transform our energy system away from fossil and sustainable energy. The fossil fuel industry of this planet. Outside of the want all of you to that there is only one health care to all people, and you are living in that country. It has done It has done a lot of good things. We've eliminated pre-existing conditions. 17 million Americans now have health insurance who previously did not. We've made sure they are on their parents' health insurance program. Despite those things, today 29 million more are underinsured with high deductibles and high copayments. Companies are ripping off our people in an unconscionable way. In the world, so the prescriptions their doctors are, because they're not getting the medicine they need for health care than do the people of any other country. This before, I've been say it again. In my view, health care is a right of all people. And that is why I believe we have got to go forward and pass a Medicare. I'll tell you some of the differences that Secretary Clinton and I have. Number one, make a very fundamental decision. Do we reach out? Well, we agreed with you. We don't represent Wall Street. We don't represent the drug companies. We don't represent the fossil fuel industry. We don't want their money. That is unprecedented in American history. What we did, if you want to support a campaign that's going to stand up to the and the middle class, help us out. And what happened in the last 11 years, that is a people and Secretary Clinton PACs and the Super PAC report from Special in Wall Street has given 5,000, and what I believe in 20, I think here are just a few examples. Policies have meant Janesville jobs, where people made a 1996 Groove City where they could pay workers controls out on the street and move and on thousands of Iraq. Why I support phasing out fracking. All of you know who have studied, never on down. It always takes place from the bottom on up. A 100 years ago, when they were being ruthlessly editions, they said, we're not animals, we're union. Contracts with our employers and be treated.
Sure. Sorry, guys. Go to Fox 10. Go to another place. Be a downed line somewhere. Somebody dug into the ditch. Piece of shit, because our government hasn't invested anything into our infrastructure. They've only invested in war. You want to see these streams better? We need a better. That this didn't turn out. I know you can't even see what I'm saying. I'm sorry, everybody. Good night.
For hundreds of years,